So very quickly, mcscarriage.com. I thought before I get into the presentation, I spent 10 minutes this morning doing a bit of a mind dump into everything that I think about every single day. Some terms you can be very familiar with, particularly if you're in e-commerce, or if you're not, or you're down the road, or you're halfway there. You know, things like CPA, returns, merchant ID, .f4, iPad, your ROI.com, click-through rate, customer lifetime value, return rate, impression share, cost per acquisition, shipping, competition, Europe, localization, marketplaces, analytics, comparison engines, Facebook, conversion, invoices, stock, China, how can I get it quicker, cheaper, margin, net, what's left, gross. Basically, these are all terms that you probably know intimately already, but particularly if you go down the online route, it's all encompassing, and that's a cross section of my brain on a daily basis. That sometimes gets a bit fried. So basically, I'd very quickly bring it through McScarriage. I suppose the history, a bit of talk about the product range, sales and marketing, how we reach our customer base. I'd also like to kind of give you an idea of where we come from. We've been around for a long time, actually, 2004. So we've done investment rounds, we've had support. So we give you an idea of where that come from, and we've gone to on it. And then kind of just give you a few e-commerce tips on, I suppose, generally what you kind of, it's very quickly what you kind of do and don't. And don't make the same mistakes as we did. That's what I'm trying to get to. This is our website. It's simple. I mean, we sell car parts. It's as simple as that. We sell over 1 million of them. Anything from child seats to roof racks to surf racks. So if you're going to Torquay in the morning, if you want a surf rack, chance are you'll probably come and buy it from us. Bike racks, filters, time belt kits, oil, boot mats, dog harnesses, literally anything you can think of, we try and put on the site. We typically launch a product range. Used to be once a month, now it's typically every week. And basically, when you have an audience, it actually doesn't really matter to some extent what you push down the audience. So we're in automotive, we've built a business on automotive, but we're certainly moving across the different verticals this year. Business started in 2004. The key promoters was founded by Mick and I. My background is in software development. My brother's background was in automotive. Before he got out of the business, he hated it. He retrained to become a web developer. So he put 3 skills together: web development, software development, and an industry that Mick hated, who couldn't do anything else but mcscarriage.com. We bootstrapped the business for 4 years. So we launched in February 2004. It took us 3 months to get our first order. One order, it was £56. It was a German fella in Galway. It took us months to claw back the profit, the net on it, on beers that we had that night. And then we just kind of built it from there. So we said, hey, we've got one order in 3 months. We have a business. Let's go and do it. So, you know, I'll take you through the kind of progression, but very quickly, kind of bootstrapped the first 4 years. We had to prove the model, I think, to some extent back then. And then we did a funding round, a seed round in 2 days of Christmas 2008, and we just closed on 2.3 million just before Christmas, just gone. We launched in the UK in 2005, and we relaunched again in 2008. There's 2 guys running the business in 2005. That was Mick and I, and we're trying to crack both markets at the same time. And when you're bootstrapping, it's a very difficult thing to do. It's very hard to run and expand a business and scale a business to the requirement that we wanted from cash flow. So going into the UK without having the support behind us was wrong, absolutely wrong, at that time, and given the ambition we had. So we decided to pull that back, concentrate on dominating the Irish market within our sector, and then prove to potential investors that actually, listen, we have a model here, and we've proven in the Irish model, and let's all get behind it and go back into the UK. And that kind of stood us to good stead. At the moment, outside of eBay, we have the largest online European automotive catalogue. We currently have 31 employees. We were 21 6 weeks ago. And we'll be 45 by year end. Last year we sales in excess of €4 million, 82,000 euros. This year we expect to double business, and we will also launch into 9 European countries. So we'll have mcscarriage.f4, .de, etc. So the planning and the hard work, etc. is going to do at the moment. As I mentioned, our product range, we have the largest online catalog in Europe. We typically launch a product every week, I'd say. What's coming out on the track? We just launched paints there 2 weeks ago, so now you can actually go and put the paint code of your car and bring up the exact paint for your car. We're launching tyres in a couple of weeks. So we try and launch. We have a database of 10,000 people who email twice a week. So literally, once you have a bit of an audience, as I mentioned, It's about actually bringing your product base and showing to your customer that actually, yeah, listen, we're working with you to increase the product we have. Also, we have a nice little thing on top of the website called a search box. And a search box is where customers look for product. And it's a #1 market product research tool. Basically, you should be responding to that. You should be looking at it, monitoring it, and that should lead your product acquisition decisions. And we're very kind of consumer driven. I'm not a mechanic, Michael's not a mechanic, so we're consumers first and foremost, so we were conscious that the site had to be user friendly. Most people haven't got a clue what type of car they're driving. They sometimes don't even know the reg, probably in most cases they don't know the reg number. So, for us, it's about facilitating you, the consumer, to find that part that you need or that accessory that you need specific for your car. So now on our site, you just tap in the reg number, it'll bring the exact wiper blades or filters or roof rack or tow bar that you need for your car. And that kind of revolutionised the business to a key extent. But not just that, now we have your reg number you bought from us, so we know exactly what you drive. So we market to your car, we don't bother marketing to you because your car is what you're buying for. So now we can actually, 12 months later, we can say, hi, you bought wiper blades for your Ford Focus 1.9 TDI 2001 model. And by the way, it's time for renewal, here's the discount. So it's fantastic, it's segmentation down to the chassis number of your car, down to the ultimate level. And that's why that database of 110,000 twice a week is very, very important for us as a key revenue driver. We use full use of social media, I'll talk about that in a second. I thought I'd kind of go through an example of how we launch a product on the site, just to kind of give you the format that we use it for. We introduced snow socks into Ireland when the weather was pretty crap a couple of years back. And this is how we typically launch a product. So we acquire a product. We think, yeah, we'll have an audience for that, we can sell it. And we look at, first and foremost, before we put it on the site, at the product information. Product information has to adhere to 4 principles. It has to be accurate, it has to be complete, interesting and relevant. There's no point in being complete, interesting and relevant if it's not accurate, right? But there's no point in being accurate and complete because that can be just boring as well. So it has to be relevant. What audience are you trying to target? It has to be interesting. So if you're selling something that's wood-based, where did the wood come from? Is it from recyclable, sustainable forest? And we try and adhere to that. Then we build a landing page. So for our paints that we launched recently, we've got 2,500 different variations of paint. But for us, only 6% of people come to our homepage. If anything more than that, we've failed. It means that our marketing hasn't targeted you as the consumer and isn't finely attuned to what you acquire. So we drive people directly to our landing pages. So if someone types in Holds paint code A68 into Google, we'll bring you directly to our landing page, if not the paint code itself. If we can't ascertain the exact search query you're looking for, we'll bring you to a landing page, paints code, and then we'll get you to dive into product from there. It has to be the case. If you're bringing someone to your homepage or your website, you've failed, because it means that the consumer has to, or the customer, potential customer has to drill down to find what they're looking for, and the more clicks they have to do, the more your conversion rate when funnel will drop off. Then we typically make a video about the product. So we're big fans of video, particularly in content. We think we've nearly 2.5 million views on our YouTube page. We've hired a video content team. We're churning out about 60 videos a week at the moment. Go have a look at some of them doing. You'll see them from the very early stages to right where we are at the moment. You see the iteration coming through. But a video on a product increases conversion rate by 40%. So put that in context, we sell 1,000 roof racks last year. This year we'll sell 1,400 roof racks. So that in addition marketing just by tacking on a video to it. So a video sells, there's no doubt about that. It's as close as a customer can get to the product without actually getting to the product itself. And then we look at insight marketing cross-sell. So if we're selling paint, as we do, we don't just put the paint out there, because you know what? We want to try and maximise average order value from you if you decide to trust us enough to buy from. So we'll put the paint out there, we'll put primer, sandpaper, goggles, gloves, and we'll put it all there as a nice, sexy bundle to try and get you to come across that, because don't just list the product. There's a product, if someone decides to buy that product, there's always an accessory or something that relates to that product that a customer will come on and buy. So we do 1 to 4 first, before we do any marketing in the product. And then we typically blog about it. So our guys will put up a release and say, hey guys, we've got paints coming down the track, and this is why we're doing it, and this is how you can get the paint in your car. And then we typically do a launch on Facebook first, and we do it through probably Free Friday, and we kind of listen to what our customers are saying on Facebook, on that media. And then afterwards, only afterwards, if we've got a good reception of blog or Facebook, we'll typically go back and change the description of the product to match what our customers have feedback on it itself. And then we launch Google AdWords. So we do a campaign, we put it out there, We do it for the UK, we do it for Ireland, and increasingly we do it for our European neighbours. We'll email about it, so we'll send out email. Our emails vary between salesy and content driven, so you can't always be selling. So for us, with the paints, we're currently doing up a video at the moment to help people and show people how to remove a chip from your car and match that down. So it has to be value added and value driven. Our proposition is with the car part experts, and we like to live and breathe that through a video. And then we do PR and other avenues about it. So that's the process we have for launching each of our products. It's quite defined. Sometimes we go past that because we want to get something quicker, but typically for most of the range we try and follow that methodology because content is king. It doesn't actually really matter what business you're in. I mean, we're in a very unsexy world. We sell car parts, right, and accessories. But what we like to think is that we like to deliver content similar to ASOS. So we feel that every single one of our products, whether it's an ignition coil, a spark plug, should have a video. I don't see why not. Why shouldn't you just turn it around and have a look at it? And we like to think we deliver customer service similar to Zappos, which is a phenomenal standard bearer for customer service in the US. And we like to apply both of those principles to our business.